Zippy.
Yeah, it is the, we'll welcome everybody to the Tuesday night team call. And it is the last day of the month. So we want to make sure to get in and out of here so you guys can focus on hitting whatever goals you've got set for the end of your month. I kind of threw that out there in the group that if you want to talk about, you're not sure where you are, what goals you're looking to achieve, if you're not sure where to find the information, we can help with that. I also said we're going to do Q&A, so if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat if you want, or just when I get done with the list that we already have, then we'll go ahead and open it up for other questions. But we did get some questions from some of the coaches out there. They were just wondering about different things. So we want to go ahead. There was 14 different questions. Just want to go ahead and address those and see if anybody has any other questions in relation to those. But let me just preempt this whole thing by saying that most of these questions that we're going to go ahead and address today can be answered if you just go into your Habits of Health or habitsofhealth.com, or if you get in the book, if you go into Coach Answers, most of them can be answered. And so it's just a matter of doing the work, just like anything else. And, you know, the reason we know the answers is we've come across these problems in the past, we've dealt with them in the past, and we've also called to find out, you know, how to address these certain issues. So the first question we have is, can vegans and vegetarians do our program? And the answer to that is, it really depends. Let me mute everybody. Hold on. Manage participants. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, so you can unmute yourself, but right now everybody's going to be muted. Okay, so so when it comes to vegans and vegetarians, so the deal is our fuelings have vitamin D that's derived from sheep's wool. They also have milk. So vegetarians, a lot of times you just need to talk to them and explain to them that there is some products from animals in there, and if they're okay with that or not. It's a very small amount. It's in one of the vitamins. Most vegetarians that have come across have been okay with it. Because even though they don't eat animals, or they don't eat meat, a lot of times there's products in food that they already eat that they're not sure. Nobody knows every product of every food that they consume. So it's a very small amount, so a lot of times vegetarians can do it. Vegans, it's a very difficult program to do because most of our products have milk. They're very limited on what they can have. It can happen, but most time a person is vegan. I would suggest that this is probably not the best program for them. But then again, like I said, it really depends on them. And it depends on what they're looking to achieve. A lot of people come to us, we know, because they're looking to lose weight. They're looking for a diet. But if they're looking for health, which is really what this program is all about, being in optimal health, we can't help them, and they just have to make some personal decisions on what that looks like for them. Because just because you're vegan and just because you're vegetarian, that doesn't mean you're healthy. Like I've always said, you know, beer and French fries are vegan. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. So it depends on, it really looks at what they're looking to achieve. But we do have a vegetarian plan. So like, you know, a lean and green sheet with vegetarian options on how to get your protein. And that's the only thing that really makes it a little challenging as a vegetarian, is to get all your protein in. And so you just have to be a little bit more intentional, and there are certain things that you can have to get the protein in, but it just takes a little bit more work. The second one is, how can we best support our senior clients, and what things do we need to be aware of as it relates to supporting seniors? So my very first client was my mother. She was 72 years old when she did the program, and she did the 5-in-1. She was very successful. She lost 30 pounds in about 4, maybe 6 months. She was a little slower. She went out to eat a lot. She usually ate her lunch out. She ate on program, but we know that if you're not cooking your own food and weighing it out and everything, it does add a little bit of a variable into it. But she was very successful in program, got off of 2 medications, and she did the 5-in-1. I know Joy has a client that's 80 years old that did the 5-in-1. So the only thing, the real concern with seniors, obviously, is the health issues. Are they on what type of medications are they on? Are they taking anything currently? What type of health issues are they experiencing? If they're in good health, the 5-in-1 should not be a problem. Now, if they're very active, a lot of seniors are really active. They might be in like, water aerobics groups, and they're walking groups, and they're really active. We have to be careful because being on such a low calorie intake can deplete them. They can get really fatigued and tired. So sometimes, depending on their activity level, we might want to start them on a 4 and 2. That's only if they're super active. Otherwise, the 5 and 1 is usually perfectly acceptable at any age. They do suggest different programs through if you go into Coach Answers and look, we do have a senior program, but I'll be honest, I started most of my seniors on the 5 and 1, and they've been very successful, and it's worked fine. And you can always just kind of monitor it. Let's do the 5 and 1 for a week, and always change it to a 4 and 2, or a 5, 2 and 2, wherever the case may be. All right, the next question was, what should a coach do if a client has an allergic reaction? Well, first off, the number one thing is during the health assessment. There is a part right on our health assessment that says, do you have any medical conditions or allergies that would make it difficult or influence which program we would choose for you? So we want to find out if they do have any allergies. Now, there could be some certain ingredients that people do have an allergy to that they might not be aware of, but it's very rare. Most of the people, if they do have an allergy to certain foods, they know it. So most of the time, there's not allergic reactions to our feeling. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. I've had rare instances where it did not react well with them. They were having stomach issues, and they really didn't take the time to go and find out. They didn't really want to get on with nutritional support. They didn't want to talk to their doctor. They just want to stop doing the program. And at that point, you know what? If that's how they feel, that's okay. This program's not for everybody. But you can also have them go and talk to their doctor, have them tested to find out what it is they're allergic to. And so if they are having some type of reaction, the best thing to always do is get on the phone with nutritional support. They're very knowledgeable, but they always err on the side of caution. So more than likely, they're just going to say, it's best to go ahead and stop the program and check with their doctor. Okay, next question. How did I lose it? Jeanette. What should a coach do if a client gets sick while on the program? And I'm assuming we're talking about somebody that gets a cold or the flu or something, gets ill while doing the program. So my kind of rule of thumb is it just depends on the person. Like when I to be honest, I've never been sick since I started doing program. But if you do get sick, hold on one second. Claudia.
Anybody have something to say? Monique, when you're talking about if somebody is sick, do you mean from program or they got a cold?
No, I mean like say they have the flu or there's
okay, like the
stomach virus or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically they're just going to do the same thing they would do when they're on a cold. Staying hydrated is very important. So drinking lots of water, whatever they can stomach. The fuelings are packed with vitamins and minerals. So it's not going to do anything to them, but help them. But they may not be able to eat. And so you just do the best that you can while you're sick. If you need to go off program and just have some regular chicken soup or whatever you feel is best for you, and then just get right back home when you start feeling better. But there's nothing that says you can't utilize the fuelings while you're sick. They may need to take some extra food intake, some extra proteins or something, depending on how they're feeling. They may need to drink some Powerade or something like that, to help. But you would just treat it just like you would a regular cold. And, hey, we got chicken soup. Maybe the chicken soup is really good for them. They, eat that 3 times a day. Who knows? But there's nothing really that says you can't do the program. I've had people get a cold or have the flu and still stay on program. Would you recommend a different course of action if a client remains constipated? Okay, so and we've talked about this a lot. There are times when people do get constipated on program. Most of the time, and I'll be honest, they're going to blame it on the food that they're eating. But we all know more than likely it's the food that they were eating, not the food that they're eating now. Because this food, I'll be honest, I've become very regular on this program. It's been awesome. I love it. I don't have any issues with the bathroom. I didn't have problems being constipated, and I do know some people do. First off, we have to place the expectations. They're not going to go to the bathroom probably as often as they used to because they are on such a low calorie intake. Now, if they are experiencing pain and constipation, then I would recommend a mild laxative. One of the best is a thing called Smooth Move tea. You get it at pretty much any grocery store. You put it in your tea in the evening before you go to sleep, and then when you wake up, usually you will have a bowel movement.
What's it called? Smooth
Move tea.
tea. Is it a tea they
It
buy?
is a tea.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
tea
actually
bag.
a tea. You put
Okay,
it in it.
I
like
have
with
an
salt water.
older senior who has issues. He's taken like a laxative, but I'm going to tell him about Smooth Move tea. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. My mom used it all the time when she was doing this program.
Well, I'm just wondering if a patient there, I've got to change gears here. If a client is constipated, maybe they're not drinking their water.
Yes, water is very important too. They need to make sure their water.
And walking. He isn't walking. I'm like, are you walking 30 minutes yet? Nope. I'm okay. So you're not moving your organs. Move your organs. Walk.
And the other thing is too, think about somebody that like me, I was 51 years old when I did this program. I had years and years of horrible habits. It took a little while for my body to detox and get that stuff out of there. It gets built up over time, and it takes a little while to clear your system out. But if you stay on this program, you know, everything's carb, protein balance, fiber balance, everything, you get everything you need, and eventually your system is going to reset, but it could take some time. But of course, everybody wants to blame it on the food they're eating now. But I'm telling you, it's not. It's the food that they were eating. And some people take longer to get rid of it. If somebody's 70 or 80 years old, they've had, 50, 60 years of horrible habits, and then they do this program, they're not going to clean out their system in a week. It's going to take some time. It could take a few months even to clear stuff out. So most of the time the constipation will go away, but Smooth Move is a good option. When should you recommend, let's see, what's the best way to get responses and input from health support? I'm assuming that's nutritional support, whether it be in writing or on the phone. So I've rarely had to reach out to nutritional support via email. The only time you want to do that is if it's like a medical condition or a medical response that you really want a lot of detailed information on, then I would email them. It does take a couple of days for them to get back to you, but they'll give you a very detailed email back with all the information in regards to that. But if it's just a simple question or something's going on, maybe the constipation issue, they'll help back you up. They'll talk about, changing up some different fuelings and stuff like that. It's great to call them. And I typically always schedule the call with my client. I'll call the client first, get them on the phone and say, okay, let's get nutritional support on the phone. I'll tell nutritional support a little bit about what's going on, and then I'll just have the client and nutritional support talk while I listen in. So I'm learning, and the client's able to talk to them directly, and that's usually worked out really well. Nutritional support is open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. And almost never I've never even actually, I think, been on hold with nutritional support. I always get right through to them. They're super helpful, super friendly, and very knowledgeable. So you can do it either way, but I would suggest trying to call first. If it's something that you want more detail on, then go ahead and email them, and they will give you a detailed email back. Does everyone have and understand the Optavia product claim sheet? Everyone should have it. I can put it in the group so that you guys can save it. I'll put it in there right now. But the most important thing to know about that is it's basically just an ingredients list. So it's going to tell you which products contain soy, which products contain milk, eggs, all of that. So it's a great reference tool. You should have it handy. But there is also a tool on Optavia.com when you are placing the order. When you want to customize a kit, there's a thing, if you scroll all the way down, it'll say milk free, soy free, and it'll show you all the products that don't have that. So you don't have to go look at the product claim sheet and then go to the fuelings. You can actually do gluten free, soy free, milk free, lots of different options on that to customize a kit. So that is available there, but you should be familiar with the product's claim sheet. And like, for instance, somebody that's just adamant they don't want milk, and they may be lactose intolerant. I've had people that are lactose intolerant do the program, have milk products, and be fine. Others, no. So it just depends on the person. Yes, Jeanette.
I do have one girlfriend out of all my clients. Her medication she's on, she can't have dairy, and she did it. Disaster. Please find out what meds they are on, if they're not supposed to have soy. Usually it's not that, it's usually dairy. It's really important you get that, or you're gonna just, they're gonna hate the program and not even. I have a gal who, after I ordered her kit, she goes, well, I like to eat gluten-free, but didn't say she was gluten-free, that she had an issue. In 2 weeks, she was done. I have a return this month. And she was amazing. She loved it. So we could have worked around that, but she was so upset from how she felt that she needs to take a break, which is so sad to me because she was like a 5th referral from a client and she could have been amazing. So I'm giving her time to rest and recoup, and then I want to actually talk to her again about restarting gluten-free.
Yeah, and you can do gluten-free. And you can do milk-free. But I'll be honest, there's like 9 fuelings that don't have milk. So you are very limited on what you can have.
This is Monique. I had a question. I'm sorry. So basically, you said you can actually customize the kit. So when you go into the kit, you can choose those options in the actual kit. Because I didn't know that, and I've never seen that option. So I want to investigate a little more because that would be helpful.
What is
Okay.
that?
Yeah, you can. You scroll down. I forget exactly where it is. I'd have to go in and look and search around. But when you're ordering, you can customize the kit, and it will say gluten-free. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
So it's not actually in the kit. You would have to customize a kit. So you're basically building your own kit. And when you're doing that, it's on the left-hand side, and it will say gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free.
So what do we
Find that option in the kit, I don't believe.
I don't
No,
think
it's not in the kit, but it's on the side, like you said, and it'll give you all the options that are gluten-free, and then you can take out the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
And put those.
You're going to build your
What's
own
in-
kit, right, Monique? Okay.
But what is it that you click that says they have to be gluten-free or dairy-free? Like what?
There's a list on the
Like you
side.
scroll all the way down. It says gluten-free, dairy-free, wheat-free.
Scroll down from
nut-free,
what
like
though?
When you're shopping
you're-
on Optavia.com. In
Oh,
shop.
wow.
shopping cart.
So the shop.
Right. You could say all products, and then on the left-hand side, it has all these boxes that you can check what you want. Also, I have talked with the nutrition specialists, and if you need low sodium or something like that, they'll do the research for you and send you a nice list. Because I had someone that needed low sodium, and they gave all the bars that were lower in sodium. So they're very helpful.
Yes, they are.
And there are certain circumstances. I've talked to a lot of people. You'll talk to people that are on thyroid medication. Many people on thyroid medication, they take it first thing in the morning, and they're not supposed to eat anything for an hour, and which is fine as long as they have a fueling within an hour. But they should also do a soy-free fueling for the first fueling of the day, because it can interact with the thyroid medication. So it's best to do a soy-free fueling if you're on thyroid medication. Just the first one. They can have soy, but their first fueling should be soy-free, so it doesn't interact with the medication.
Who's got Who's got the
How do you respond to a client who's concerned about soy protein or other ingredients? Well, first off, we've all known this. We've all seen this, where we get somebody that gets on program or is interested in the program, and we go to talk to them. They go, now all of a sudden they're a researcher. They want to know everything that's in every product that we've ever made. It's like, dude, have you not eaten out at fast food? Have you never eaten out at a restaurant? Do you sit there and ask them exactly what ingredients are in everything that they're giving you? No, they don't. But all of a sudden you're giving them a healthy option and they want to know everything that's in it. Okay, so soy, there's been a lot of misconceptions over the years with soy. We do have a breast oncologist who is she is a doctor, she's a breast oncologist. She's a health coach with Optavia, Dr. Garcia. She did a couple of different presentations on soy and the benefits of soy. I'll put them both in there. There's one that's about 5 minutes long where she just basically talks. She's been written up, I think, 50 times in the medical journals in regards to breast cancer and soy and the benefits and all of that. So that's a great one. It's a very short one. And there's another one, I think she did a Habits of Health call with, that's more like 30, 40 minutes, like our Wednesday night call. But they're great information. I'll go ahead and put both of those in there right now. So you have those, and I would save those, to your desktop or whatever. I think the first one is the 5-minute one. Yeah, and then I'll put the second one, which is the Habits of Health call, which is a little bit longer. Like I said, it's more like 40 minutes. It's a YouTube video. So those are both in there, and they're very good in addressing the soy issue, because we do get that quite a bit. And a reason, like I said, is there's a lot of misconceptions about soy. When it first came out, like 25 years ago, and they started putting it in food, there was a big misconception about it. And a lot of that's been disproven and been changed. So, but then again, a lot of times doctors, that's not their specialty, nutrition. So they really haven't done the research to have the knowledge to really advise their clients, but they still do. Why is it best not to over-exercise on the 5-in-1? Okay, there's a couple of things I can put in here. There's a video that one of the integrated presidential directors did about exercise in the 5-in-1 and why we don't want to do it. There's a whole thing about fat burn. It's long, but it's a great explanation of what fat burn is. I can put both of those in our group. But the bottom line is, if you exercise on the 5-in-1, what happens is you're on such a low calorie intake, and then all of a sudden you start burning all these calories. Your body cannot take it from the fat, so it starts burning muscle. So it's actually detrimental. Now, I'm not saying you can't work out and do our program. You absolutely can, but you cannot do the 5-in-1 and work out heavily. Now, anything that doesn't get your heart rate up too much, a little bit of bicycling or maybe walking, no problem. I did the 5-in-1. I walked 4 miles every day, not a problem. But if you go in and you start doing CrossFit, it's not going to work. It's going to be detrimental. You're going to get fatigued. You're going to hate it. You're not going to lose weight. You're going to end up burning muscle. And so it's just, it's not something you can give. Remember, our whole program is based on science. It'd be like saying, oh, I want to create, salt. I need sodium and chloride. Well, I can put twice the amount of sodium in. It's not going to create salt because that's not what the science says. So the science is, you're going to do the 5-in-1, you have to have limited exercise. And it's even best not to exercise at all for the first week while your body's getting used to it. If they're adamant they want to exercise, no problem. We can put them on a 4-in-2, give them the extra protein, and just place their proper expectations. You're not going to lose weight rapidly. It is not, the 4-in-2 is not a rapid weight loss program. The 5-in-1 is. Yes, Jeanette?
I use the 4-in-2 for my athletes.
Right. If they're adamant they want to work out, fine.
She has meets. She want to lose weight. She is not stopping her training. That's
right. And that's okay. They just can't do the 5-in-1. Yes, Deb.
Well, and some people, like me, will lie to their coaches. I flat out lied to Joy. She said, will you stop exercising for a week? Oh, okay. Yeah, I put up a fight, and then I was like, okay, I will. I 100% did not, and it wasn't good, actually. It was really bad. I almost passed out one day. Like, my husband was like, I almost hit the ground, and I had to lay down for like an hour, and chugging vitamin water. So, like, I am hypoglycemic. So, as you can imagine, my blood sugar levels dropped drastically. I bonked. I was lightheaded. I couldn't think. I was starving. So, really let your clients know that if they want to, like, the 4-in-1 is an awesome program. I lost 15 pounds doing it. It was great. And so I did keep working out. I finally fessed up, but people will lie. So when they say, oh, I'm still hungry and I'm not, and I'm doing the 5-in-1, they might not be. Just saying.
Yes, we all know that our clients lie to us. And that's why we do, that's one of the big reasons why we do the tip call and the check-in calls, because a lot of times things will come out on those calls.
Yeah.
Well, when another coach is on there, it's a third party, whereas it doesn't come out, that way. So I did put the video in there. I got a copy and paste. It's a long thing about fat burn, but I'll put that in there so that you guys have that. It's
another question.
Explanation of fat burn that I've seen.
When did Deb move to San Francisco? Are you traveling, Deb? I see the bridge.
Huh? Oh, the Golden Gate Bridge.
It's just my new view. Don't mind me. Yeah,
it's
my new view. I just have a house over the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay.
It's you can change your background on Zoom. It's supposed to be the entire background. For some reason, it will only do half of mine.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay. Back to
okay, so the other question is, what health-related questions should you be certain to ask when doing a health assessment? Well, the health assessment is very clear. The first thing it says, do you have any allergies or medical conditions that could influence which program that we choose? Okay, so that's the first thing. Then you're going to ask them about any medications that they're on. Any medications. All your medications. Let me know all your medications. Very cool. Carolyn's traveling in space now.
Teach me, Peter.
So that's the first thing, is right there. Do you have any medical conditions that can influence the program we choose? Check what medications they're on. Then I always ask at the end, okay, is there anything else that you think I should know about your health that's going on? Do you have any issues with joints, any back problems, anything else that could influence the program that we choose? So that's all you can do. If they're not honest with you and they don't tell you everything, not much you can do. But it should be, really driven home on the health assessment. And there's several places where you ask that. So it's pretty clear. What should you do if the client has medical conditions listed on the health assessment or not listed? Which one was it? That are listed on there? Like, are you taking medications for diabetes, high blood pressure, that kind of stuff?
Monique Sharanda, Monique Sharanda.
Okay, so if they
Not
do-
listed.
No, I mean, I was asking that question. We asked the question, if they have take medicines, then what do you do with that information?
Okay, so it depends on what's going on with them. But anybody that has diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, any of that stuff, the program's going to start to reverse those things. So what I always tell them is, look, there may be some things that are genetic. My dad is in the greatest shape of anybody I've ever met at 75 years old, but he has slightly high cholesterol. He eats great. He does everything he's supposed to do, but it just runs a little high, like around 200. Not super high, but it's a little high. So he takes medication for it. I'm not saying you're going to get off your medications, but there's a good chance you will. My cholesterol went from 30, it was 336 when I started. My triglycerides were 440 in 2 months. My cholesterol went from 336 to 136, and my triglycerides went from 440 to 75. Just 2 months on program, no medication. So it can happen. So they need to monitor with their doctor, because the other thing is, especially like with blood pressure medication, a lot of times within the first couple of weeks, their blood pressure starts to regulate, and then they're over medicated. So they got to be really careful with that. Yes, Deb.
And then, the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, right? Like, so type 1 diabetics will do a different program. You wouldn't put them on the 5-in-1 or the 4-2-1. There's a special program for type 1. And so type 2 is, obviously totally different, not insulin dependent. So make sure to clarify that if you're asking them.
Yeah, so there is actually a diabetes program, so it has a chart. So it depends on how much weight they have to lose, what their A1C is running. There's lots of different factors when it comes to diabetes. Like I said, most people that are type 2 diabetic, that's like 99% lifestyle. And so when they change their lifestyle, that's going to start to reverse itself. Type 1 is never going to reverse. They're diabetic. They're going to be diabetic. But it can start to limit the amount of insulin they have to take. It can lower it. And so, but yeah, there's different factors that go into it. It also depends on how much weight they have to lose and physical activity and all of that kind of stuff. So you do need to go into a little more detail with somebody that's diabetic. And then the last question we had on here is, what are brief references frequently used? Frequently asked question, nutritional support phone line, key chapters, and habits health. Like I said at the beginning, all of this information can be accessed in where? Right here. Your habit.
Say that again slower, Don. You said that really quick. Say that last.
It says, what are brief references frequently used? Frequently asked questions, on coach support or coach answers, nutritional support, phone lines, key chapters, and habits of health. So yes, Habits of Health and habitsofhealth.com are both great references. Nutritional Report is super knowledgeable. If you have a quick question, they're great to answer stuff. Coach Answers has a lot of information on it, a lot of different documents. All the different programs are on there. Diabetes program, gout program, programs for seniors, teen programs. All that information is available to you. Most of your mentor coaches do have the information, but just like we try to empower our clients, we want to empower our coaches the same way. We want you guys to be able to go and find the information when you need it. And then the best way to do it is, as you've seen, as I'm talking and doing this call, I'm just putting information right in our group, right? Because I have that at my fingertips. Because when I've utilized something in the past, I always say, oh, I used it this time. I'm probably going to use this again. I better put it into place. I have a file on my phone, an Optavia, file, where I have a bunch of Optavia information. But I'll be honest, most of that stuff that I just put in there right now is in text replacement. You can put, links to videos in text replacement. You put all kinds of stuff. And the only key thing is knowing what you put it under, what you save it under. And save it under something that you're not going to type normally. Usually if you put numbers with letters, you're not going to have a problem. Like my daily text messages are D1. I don't type D1 other than if I'm doing a daily one, my day one text message. stuff like that. So you should create these things on your phone so you have quick access to them whenever you want. Save them. Like I said, there's an option to be a file that I have certain things saved in. And then there's also text replacement where I have most of the stuff that I sent over tonight. So 6:32, there's a lot of information being thrown at you. Hopefully answered all those questions to your satisfaction. I'm going to open it up for any other questions. And if anybody has any goals that they're looking to hit or wants to know how to access the information, because it is the end of the month, last day of the month, lots going on. Hopefully you guys have already hit the rank that you were looking to achieve. I know we have a new ED in the house. Miss Julie over there hit ED this month. I think we have a new senior coach in the house. And, you know, it's very exciting stuff.
A new coach in the house.
And a new coach in the house. We have
Dawn.
Arminta. Just sign up to
Can
be
you
a coach.
introduce her, Julie? Julie?
Can I introduce her?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you my client and my friend, Dawn Arminta.
Don, do you want to come on and just share a little bit about your story?
Unmute, Dawn.
Do that.
I got you. I unmuted you.
There you go.
You're good.
Okay. Let me take these out so I don't yell. I started about 11 weeks ago with Julie. I've lost 42 pounds.
Woo!
It's life-changing. I feel good. After talking with Julie a lot, I decided, well, maybe I should try to help other people, make some extra money while I'm doing it. So here I am.
Awesome. And have you shared the program with anybody yet?
I just started today. Like I just did my launch. I was a little overwhelmed this morning with messages. So we have a call tomorrow to talk to one lady. One of my friends just texted me right now. I don't have instant messenger on Facebook is what she said. So can you text me? So she wants to talk tomorrow as well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have our first health assessment tomorrow afternoon, but she's had a lot of contact with people and contact with people that don't necessarily want to talk to me yet, but want information from her. So she's saying all the right things to the people. And I told her they're watching you. So just keep doing what you're doing authentically and they're watching you. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it can get a little overwhelming when you do that launch. I did mine and I had, I think, 380 likes and 180 comments. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I signed up, I think I signed up about 30 people in the next month, over the next month. Went from coach, opt to be a coach, not even a senior coach. I had 4 clients to 30 clients in 30 days. It was,
Wow.
and it was all in December. So, I thought, yeah, I won't be that busy. Nobody wants to get healthy in December. It was crazy. Everybody's getting healthy through the holidays, feeling amazing. And it was awesome. And then the next month, it just kept going. I hit the 10K club in January. It's like my second month of coaching. I was in a 10K club and maintained, 10, 12,000 in frontline volume for like a year. And so it can get pretty crazy. It's a lot of fun. You start impacting a lot of lives. So
I was worried that starting now, like with the uncertainty of what's going on with jobs and everything, that people might, oh no, not now, which may be the case. But like Julie said, come April, May, when they've been home eating for 2 months or a month, they're going to want it then.
And so here's the other thing, right? Nobody's spending money going to concerts. Nobody's going out to restaurants. Nobody's going to events, birthday parties, functions, wedding. None of that's happening either. So they're not going out drinking, So he's actually being saved. So, and people need to eat still, right? It's just, I'm assuming you're already spending money on food now, right? Okay, great. And people all of a sudden, I guarantee you people, when this happened, went out and bought like $300 and $400 worth of food, right? We know that. The grocery stores are empty. So all of a sudden people found money to buy food with. So it's just a matter of whether they want to do this or not, if they're ready to do it. Remember, that's the key with this. We're just looking for people that are looking for us. We want the people that are ready to do it. If they're not ready, it's okay. Nobody's ever a no. They're all just a not now, not the right time. It's okay to plant the seed, do the work, get the experience of talking to people about their health. It's all good. And you just continue to love on them. Like you said, 2 months from now, they might go, oh my God, that was horrible. I got to get on track. But there's also going to be people, I just signed up 3 clients this month, 2 of them in the last week. So there's people that are ready to do this, and not everybody's out of work. You know, a lot of jobs are essential jobs and people are still working. So there's
I
actually
signed up
to do the program right now.
I signed up 2 clients last week and 2 this week, and all of them said that they were afraid of what was going on, and they knew they were going to sit home and eat themselves, you know, into oblivion. So they were smart enough to jump on.
Oh, and bonus, you don't even have to go out and get your food. We're just going to deliver it right to your doorstep.
Exactly, and it's essential.
Yes, it won't be going anywhere, for sure. So it's all good. There's lots of bonuses. And remember, this is just the story that your head's going to tell you. It doesn't make it true. It's just a story. Some of you might have been on there was a call today, a webinar with Jim Detmer and Diana Chapman. They're the authors of 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. It's one of the big books that a lot of our top leaders will suggest that you. And they came on today and they did a webinar for 90 minutes and talked about just kind of what was going on and deal with it and the stress and the mindset and being scared of different things. And one of the recurring themes in it was the stories in our head. You know, we're not the stories in our head. You know, you're going to tell yourself stories and you're going to make up stories about different people and different situations. And that's all they are, is stories. It doesn't make them true. It's just what our head's telling us. And so never prejudge anybody. Always just throw it out there. That's our job. Our job is to offer the gift. And remember, we have an amazing gift. Look what's happened with you. 11 weeks, you've lost 42 pounds. You feel amazing. Why do you shout on the rooftops? I mean, if you go out to a restaurant and have a really good meal, you don't have any problem telling me, oh, you got to try this restaurant. It was amazing. I loved it. You don't have a problem telling that. We're not worried. We're not making up a story about what they're going to think. Oh, are they going to think I'm trying to sell them on this restaurant? No. We're just sharing something great that we found. Well, guess what? That's the same thing you're doing here. You're just sharing something great that you found. This amazing thing. And right. If they want to do it, you're here to help them. And guess what? Now you're going to charge them. You're just going to be there for them. You're going to offer them tips, suggestions, walk with them hand in hand on this journey. All I got to do is pay for food, and we're already buying food now. You just can buy different food. And you don't even have to go out and get it. We're going to deliver it right to your doorstep.
True.
Oh, there's actually a lot of really positives with this. And it's just helping to awaken them and helping them see that, you know?
Right.
And let's be honest, our food is jam-packed with vitamins and minerals and nutrients. It's going to build up that immune system. Like I said, knock on wood, I have been sick since I started this program. Almost, it's been 2.5 years now. Been sick. So being in optimal health and getting the vitamins and minerals that our bodies needs is super important right now. So anything else? Anybody have any questions about where to access information in your back office to make sure you're on track? Not only to make sure you're on track, but who knows? You might be like $20 away from a next rank. If you don't look in your back office and find out, you don't know. And so it might be a matter of, you might be a couple $100 away from the next rank, which could be, you know, from health coach to senior coach, that's 5% difference in commission on all your orders, you know? And so maybe somebody's order is getting ready to process tomorrow and you need one more order for this month, you get to the next rank. So maybe you just reach out to that person and say, hey, if I gave you $25 off, or not even that, just, hey, would you mind, you know, moving your order up one day and placing your order today? You can give them some incentive to do that. But a lot of people, it's not going to matter if it's one day or not. So, you know, it's always very important on the last day of the month to go into your back office and check and make sure you're where you want to be. And if you have any questions, reach out to your mentor coach and we can help you get to whatever rank you need to. I think it was Jamil just posted about a coach. She's been a coach 6 weeks. She just hit ED today. So 6 weeks, she's already hit ED. She brought on 14 clients this month and 3 today. She needed 3 more to hit ED, and she brought on 3 more clients today. 14 this month, 3 in one day to hit ED on the last day of the month. And she's not stopping. She's still going. So you can do whatever you want with this. It just takes the actions. That's it. There's 3 things to be successful in this program: skill set, mindset, action. We talked a little bit about the mindset, not making up stories. The skill set we're trying to give you, and you can reach out to your mentor coaches. They're going to help bring you along in that. And we have all kinds of trainings going on March Madness. There's all kinds of training available. You'll learn as you go. You can't screw this up. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You're going to say the right thing to the wrong person. So just talk to people. I love one of my colleagues, a lady named Kirsten, was doing a training one time, and she just said, look, the bottom line is whoever talks to the most people wins. That's it. Whoever talks to the most people will help the most people, impact the most lives, and will change theirs in a dramatic fashion if you really go all in on this thing. Are we good?
Yep.
Questions answered? No
I
more-
think so. Monique, Sharanda, anybody else have questions on the?
No, that was really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and it is recorded. So once it transfers over and I get it, onto YouTube, I will put it, and I'll also put the explanation of fat burning. It's a little long, a little lengthy, but it's one of the best explanations I've seen about fat burning. So I'll put that in.
Thanks, Donald.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Stay
Hi,
healthy,
guys.
stay safe,
Good night.
and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.